Welcome to the CoolFM live sports show pregame here in Wilcox at the R&R Pizza. Wonderful hosts that are helping us out today broadcast. My name is John Berger, my friend Jared Young, Coach
everybody.
Lassiter over here, and Coach Dennis Baker. So we've got a lot of great stuff to talk about this evening. We got some great pizza, so if you want to come down and get some pizza before the game, I highly recommend it. Or actually during the game, they will be playing the game on their TVs here. So R&R Pizza really showing up and going to be playing all the games. All right, let's get into it.
Yeah, we got some playoff action. You got. Is this mic good?
We're all hot.
Yeah.
We're all hot. We're good to go.
Holding this a little closer to my mouth. I wonder if okay, we'll see.
Maybe you got a hidden mic somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, quarterfinal playoff football here in Cochise County. We got the big game going on in Sierra Vista at Keith Hampton Field with the Berean Eagles taking on Paradise Valley Christian Prep. That's a long name.
Wow. It sure is.
They're making a long drive just to get beat and have to drive all the way back home.
I love it, Coach.
But
That's what's going to happen with Jalen's boys.
That's right.
For sure.
Absolutely. Well, good luck to the Eagles Fly. Eagles Fly, as I've been saying all season. We already know what y'all going to do. We know where y'all going, but we with y'all. We got y'all.
All right, beautiful. We sound good. We look good. The world is a wonderful place to be. We can see the sunset out the window here. And so one of the things I would like to say is a little bit of product placement.
Okay.
So from R&R, we found out that the two top pizzas are the Maui Barbecue Chicken Pizza. Oh, my gosh, that kind of sounds nice. And the Hometown Pie, a white sauce honey mustard chicken smoked bacon and green chili. So
Wow. That's definitely straight out of Cochise County right there.
yeah, this place, you ought to pack it out if you guys want some good food. All right. So
yeah,
what are
we got something right here. We got a regular pepperoni that
Yeah.
we're just waiting to
some wings
dive
here coming
into.
shortly.
Yep.
Some wings
Oh
coming.
boy, we'll give you
And
those.
The linemen are hungry.
Yeah.
I'm about to just start scooping right
Yeah,
in there,
just
not
get
being
in.
rude at all.
Dig in, my
But,
man.
but we are here in Wilcox, Arizona, awaiting the big game tonight between Benson and the Wilcox Cowboys here at R&R Pizza. Obviously, you know, throughout Cochise County, there's an R&R Pizza in Sierra Vista. There's also an
So
R&R
true.
Pizza in Benson. We're the one here in Wilcox. I'm sure they got similar menus and stuff. So check out R&R Pizza.
Yeah. So let's get into the football game. So we know we've got the two different offenses. We've been seeing them all season long.
right.
So
That's right.
we've been seeing the pass heavy attack from Benson.
Mm-hmm.
We've been seeing the running attack from Wilcox. Both teams, stout defenses. Okay, go ahead.
No, it's not just that they do things differently. It's that they're different in what they do, but they're both excellent at how different they are. So let's talk about the Benson Bobcats. They got that 4 wide receiver pass offense they like to come out of. Did you know that when you look into the stats for 2A, 4 of the top 10 receivers, literally number 1 through number 4, are Benson's wide receiver core. That's how good they are. And oh, by the way, their quarterback, Dawson Judd, number 9, number 1 in yardage in 2A, and probably ranking up atop amongst the state leaders. He's thrown for over 2,500 yards this season.
Wow.
And before we get into the Cowboys, another shout out to Dawson Judd. He's number 1 in passing yards, and he's number 1 in interceptions. I don't mean throwing them. I mean taking them away, because he also doubles as a safety for the Bobcat defense.
Wow.
Do you know one of my all-time favorite players? His name was Sammy Baugh. That dude was a punt, pass, and kick fiend. He was a defensive back, all-pro. I mean, Dawson Judd just reminds me so much. He's from kind of the Wild West, out in the sticks a little bit, and I'm really excited to see how this game goes. We've got the heavy pass, heavy run, defensive mastermind. So we also talked about the defense for Benson.
That's right. Benson's defense, 3 of the greatest linebackers I've seen play this season. These 3 guys move as one. They flow from sideline to sideline. Great lateral quickness, great speed, and they attack the football. And they do it together, literally like a pack of bobcats. They just jump onto the ball and start chewing at people, and they cause a lot of tackles and a lot of backfield play for them.
Now, where does Willcox stand out on defense? Because they're the top seeded team in between the two of these.
So Wilcox defense has a very, very stout defensive line.
Okay.
And they have really good linebackers. As a team, the Cowboys all tackle very well. I mean, I think overall probably one of the best tackling teams I've seen so far. It's not always about big hitters. It's about ending football plays, and that's what the Wilcox Cowboy defense does very well. You want to talk about the Wilcox offense, though?
Yes, let's hear about this Wilcox
Super
offense.
excited about the Wilcox offense. Again, we just told you how great Benson was at passing. Well, Wilcox is great at running. Wilcox, they have
academy-based offense.
They run like the Army or the Navy of Cochise County. Let me tell you that. They have 3 of the top 5 running backs in 2A football are all wearing that red and white Cowboys jersey. These guys are great. They've been leading there all season. This rushing attack, I like to call them thunder, lightning, and rain. We're talking about Caleb Cook, Ishmael Cuevas, and Asher Ward. These 3 young men take the ball, and they pound the rock all night. And look, while you're watching the game, watch Cuevas. He is the middle of the field specialist. He gets the ball up the middle of the field, and he's gashing defenses for 5+ yards every time. I'm so excited to watch this game tonight. It's literally juggernaut versus juggernaut, and it's probably, in my opinion, the biggest and most meaningful game in the county this season because it has state championship implications.
Yes, yeah, and it's absolutely one of those rivalry games. It's a playoff game. I mean, how excellent.
Yeah, I was going to lead into it. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say.
Go ahead, Coach Baker.
They've already played each other once this season, in which Wilcox came out on top. So that's going to be a little extra motivation for Benson. That game was also here at Wilcox. You know how hard it is to beat a team 2 times, especially a good team. And Benson is a good team. You mentioned earlier that Wilcox is the higher seeded team, maybe they're favored to win, but Benson was the lower seed team last week when they went into Phoenix Christian and took care of business there. Important to know, that was also a game that they had played earlier, and they came back and won the second time around. So you got to give credit to this coaching staff. Maybe they're good at making adjustments and being able to. So you got to think Wilcox may be the team that's under a little bit more pressure than Benson. The other thing I have to say, you also gave so much kudos and stats on Dawson Judd. I'll have to add, he also has 11 rushing touchdowns on top of the 32 passing touchdowns. Wow. You have this guy obviously looking like a player of the month candidate. Maybe we'll talk about that a little bit more later. So got to give him credit that. You talked about the interceptions. You talked about Sammy Ball.
Yeah.
Dawson Judd punts as well, too. If you look at the special teams numbers, he's one of the best punters in all of 2A football as well, too. So, Benson has all the right in the world to feel motivated, to feel like they have momentum going into this game. I would also say about Wilcox, you guys talked about the defense. We talked about that rushing attack. You really talked about Ishmael Cuevas and how he's kind of the middleman, ground and pound. I really like Caleb Cook. I don't know if he's the rain or the lightning in your analogy, but he's the fast guy. He's making those big long runs, big plays. He has over 1,200 or over 1,000 rushing yards this season. Big player. A lot of this is gonna come down to, is Benson able to eliminate big plays from him, sustain that running game a little bit better than they did last week, and then if Wilcox can keep a handle on Dawson Judd in that passing game.
All right. So
my thing that I wanted to bring to the table is just wanted to give a quick stat to the whole rivalry between these 2 schools. The Cochise County's got some very, very big rivals. Not a lot of people know that the 4th longest rivalry in the nation is played right here in Cochise County.
Did not know that.
Bisbee and Douglas.
Yeah, I knew that.
For the Copper Pit.
Yeah,
that's right. The pit game.
Now, the second longest one, you would think it would be, something along those lines with Bisbee and somebody else, but Benson and Wilcox, they've been playing each other since 1961. Now, us as older gentlemen are like, that was about 30 years ago. It's 60 years we're looking at now, and so these guys have been playing each other. They play for the Senny Loman Trophy, and that's a rivalry trophy that they actually have that they go back and forth in. And the 2 teams have a long competitive history. They've been playing each other. Historically, the dominance has been Benson within the last decade. but that streak was ended in 2022 when Wilcox beat them, and then they beat them again once this year. So the rivalry is definitely going to be in the air. The atmosphere is going to be thick with that. I can't wait to see these two teams play live. I haven't seen them play live in a very, very long time. So I'm glad that we're all.
The Buena games.
Yeah, I've been Mr. Buena
Get
for.
outside of Buena.
Yeah, it's fun to have the Cochise County crew all together. We're gonna have some fun here this evening in about another hour and a half.
Guys, so this was my first time when I came down in October for the first game that they played each other. It was my first time getting to watch both these teams in action, and it was one of the best football games I've seen all season. First off, I want to give a lot of credit to Wilcox and what they've done to improve their stadium. Great facility, but I also want to give credit to the Benson fans who traveled. It looked like a Benson home game if you were looking at their side of the field. I mean, literally, the stadium was 50-50 with both. There was not an empty seat in the house. As a matter of fact, on the Benson sideline, it was standing room only. I mean, they filled up the bleachers. They had chairs unfolded
all the way around.
Standing around the track. So I'm telling you, whoever's the last one to leave Benson before you come down tonight, make sure you turn the lights off so that we don't run up our electricity bill. But this is going to be a great game tonight. We got the top 5 rushers in 2A. The top 5 are all going to be playing on this field. Now, I said top 5. Wow. I talked about 3 earlier, all being Wilcox Cowboys, but 2 of them are Benson Bobcats. One of them is Dawson Judd that we talked about, the quarterback, and then the third one is Renee Lorta, Benson's running back, who is a force amongst himself as well. So we got a lot of great stars in this game, and let's not forget about Workman, who doubles as a receiver and as a defender. I mean, so many. This is star-studded football.
We talked about.
You know who else who deserves a lot of credit? It's crazy that we're mentioning this guy so late after all the other names, but Demarion Jackson.
Oh, absolutely.
I was gonna say it.
Yeah,
I
see it. I saw it.
I was like, who's the X factor? Because Kevin pitched that to me last week, and I was like, holy smokes, I think he's right.
I think X factor for Benson is probably Renee Lorta because that's the running attack of this great passing team.
Yes.
And I think Demarion Jackson is the wide receiver in this great rushing team. And last time they played, he's the one that went off.
Yes,
he had over 150 passing yards, 3 touchdowns.
That was a ridiculous
one-handed
catch.
fade ball in the back of the end zone.
He had big plays. He had I think at one point he had like a 60 or 70 yard touchdown pass. He had the short touchdown passes. 3 touchdowns total. I think he had one of the interceptions of Dawson Judd in that game.
Oh, my.
So he was a player of the game or player of the week type performance the last time they played. He's definitely the kind of the X factor. If Benson wants to win, they're definitely going to have to keep an eye on Demarion Jackson.
Because they use that running attack, and they can lull you to sleep with that. They can lull your defensive backs to sleep, and then you give Jackson this much room, and he's taking off over the top.
He's good at one-on-one.
He's a vertical threat. But he also can he can hop on the football. He's got a lot of height too.
Yeah.
So,
I was just gonna say, how tall is he again?
He's got to be at least 6 foot.
Oh, Jackson, I think he's like 6'2".
6'2".
Very big wide receiver. He's a big guy.
Football, you might as well be 7 feet tall. Holy smokes!
Well, I mean, if you
that is not meant to be an insult, and it probably was.
You got that, and combined with having the 3 best running backs in the county.
Exciting about Demarion Jackson, he's a junior.
That's right. He's a junior.
The quarterback, Robert Hill Jr. is a sophomore.
So, Wilcox fans, you're going to see these guys connected with each other for a long time. You got a couple more years of this to go. And I can only imagine that you got running backs behind these 3 and we don't even know about. So I think this Wilcox team is going to be very competitive for the next couple of years to come. You know, people look at the A classes of sports, and sometimes we maybe don't equate them the way we should. But I really feel like these 2 teams could compete with anybody.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like
It'd be a heck of a game to see Benson and Buena play. Even if it was a scrimmage, I'd like to see those kids.
The quarterback
go after
play
each other.
is a big determining factor. And Dawson Judd, I think he could play at any level.
Have you ever seen the NBA? So America versus the world. So what if it's Buena versus Cochise County? Bisbee's got a kid.
I'm going to just read my
I'm not going to mess with my current employer.
I want to be able to go back to Wilcox.
It'd be fun, though.
Right,
It'd be
right.
fun.
It'd be fun. It'd be fun. No, but some of the best players. You're right, Jared. I mean, and Kevin, both of you. Like, there's good football. There's good athletes all across the county, and every now and again you get a good combination of players, and you can really make something special. And that's
Tombstone
what we have.
last year.
Both Benson
Bisbee
and
last
Wilcox
year.
are there.
Yeah, like Bisbee and Tombstone were in this position last year. They were really, really good. They had state hopeful. The sad thing is that they play each other now rather than further on in the playoffs.
Yeah, it should be like a championship game to even add more
And
to
that's
it.
why I feel the way I do about this game. I mean, they're going to play each other in the regular season anyway, but the fact that they get to match up again, and they get to match up with state championship possibilities on the line. And I'll give you a little inside information. I was at the game when Benson played Globe, and they completely shellacked them. By the way. That was their first playoff win. Immediately after the game, I was talking to one of their coaches, and he pretty much said, hey, we want Wilcox. We know if we win our next one, we're going to get Wilcox, and that's the game we want. They want to come into town, and they want to take all the glory back up the road up I-10 with them. So, Wilcox Cowboys, you guys going to have to put your spurs on tonight and saddle up because it's going to be a fight out here.
Ooh, I'm looking forward to it. Boy, it's going to be electric out there.
Picks.
Ooh. You got right there already.
Dude, we only have.
What you do at the end of the show.
We don't have that much. Believe it or not, we don't have.
People are starting to fill in here and wearing Wilcox. I don't know if I want to give my pick back.
No, I think we're
I'm
good.
at my Lee Corso moment.
Everybody's been good. No, it's
Go
cool.
on the head.
I'm like, Wilcox got all these great running backs, but not so fast. Honestly, I'm going to go with Benson in this game. I combine quarterback play of Dawson Judd combined with their coaching staff and their ability to make adjustments and come back and avenge a loss, I guess you want to say. I think it's also hard to beat a team 2 times, especially a good team. And I think Benson's just going to have a little bit more fight and more motivation to come out here tonight, and I think it'll go in their favor.
All right, Kevin.
So, I made a pick on our sports show last weekend, right? And my pick was I picked the Benson Bobcats to win for all the reasons that Coach Baker just said. However, after going back and reviewing some things, we got to account for the fact that the Wilcox Cowboys have an extremely talented offensive line that leads the way for this 3-headed rushing attack of theirs. And so the Benson Bobcats have not yet really been challenged in playoff play. The 2 teams that they played against, they dominated. And so I don't think they faced an offensive line as talented as the Wilcox one yet. And so I'm going to flip my pick, and I'm going with the Cowboys tonight.
All right.
Home cooking. Home cooking. You want this pizza free.
All right, Jared, how about you?
So here's the thing. Here's what I see from right now. I see there's just oozes and oozes of talent within this game, this rivalry, whatever you want to call it, the playoff game that's about to go down. And you see a 3-headed monster in the backfield at Wilcox, and you see a 2-headed monster with the receiver core at Benson and Dawson Judd. The numbers don't lie. 2,540, 32 touchdowns in the air, 11 on the ground. I'm going with my boy Dawson Judd. He's going to do it. He's going to carry it on his shoulders like Lujan does over at Quena and all those other guys that we know that can step up and do that. Yes, Wilcox is going to give him a run, but I think we might even see a field goal come down to this, or might go to overtime. It's one of those games that, the last game was only 9 points between the two, 26-17. So, we're going to see easily that close of a game, if not more, and just the action is going to be so electric. I hope you guys can get down the road here to I-10, come down to Wilcox, enjoy this game, and watch some fascinating, explosive 2A.
Catch it on CoolFM.
Or watch us. We'll be live here in about 90 minutes.
We'll be on YouTube as well, so you can watch it
But I'm going with the Bobcats. That's my pick.
John, it's your pick.
Well, so
Are you gonna lock it up?
yeah, we had this discussion this last week, and I was talking about how versatile the Bobcat offense is. They've got a great running back, and they can throw to 4 different wide receivers. So when you're talking about like a spread offense, you can hit any portion of the field, which is a super attractive thing to be able to do. But you've got Wilcox, who just runs it down your throat, and they can manipulate the clock. So if you get a lead, you can just melt that sucker away. So in my head, and we know Wilcox is great defense, and we know Benson Bobcats won't allow any running. Or so this is the thing: the linebackers versus that 3-headed running backs, and then the 3-headed linebacker crew. So
They cancel each other out.
well, so that's what I'm wondering. And then you've got 1 wide receiver, and then you got Dawson Judd covering him. So in my head, I'm gonna stick with the Wilcox.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So we had
Okay.
on the show this last week. I was thinking about it, and I've just been, man, I just think Wilcox can out-tough Benson, but it wouldn't surprise me to go either way. That's the thing. Is
really
like
is.
this literally like a coin flip in my head. So
kinda is.
no insult to either team. We love both the teams. The kids on both teams have had incredible seasons. They've played hard. We hope to see them at the next level. That would be so much
just
fun.
Gonna say that the bittersweetness of it is one team's got to go home, but one of these teams is going to advance. You said it before. It's about state championship implications. One of these teams, regardless of who it is, we're going to get behind that team and be rooting for them to beat whoever they need to play at the next level. So.
I think if Wilcox takes this, I think it's a state championship.
Okay.
So I mean, they got to play against those kids in Phoenix.
It's
Right?
gonna be tough.
Decoration of a wall.
Look at
right
this.
there,
This is
you know.
so beautiful.
I love this.
Yeah.
This is what it's all about. The town getting behind the team, and this is what it's all about. I'm telling you, man.
Absolutely.
So, yep, if you're going to watch, or if you want to watch the game, it's on YouTube, it's on Facebook. Send it to everybody you know. This is going to be almost as big, if not as big as the pick game, as far as I'm concerned.
As far as the
and it's the
playoff
only
implications.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, and it's the only game this week, so those
Besides
numbers were
Only
staggering.
AIA
game, I'm sorry. Yep, and then so we should shout out Berean playing right now. So
everybody picking Berean to win, right?
That's
Yeah,
a
big time.
Hands down.
Yeah, Berean.
Berean, take care of business, and we'll try to see if we can do this pregame show in Sierra Vista next week. We'll find a location and get hyped up for their game, which they'll be in the semifinals of their state championship.
This is their second home game all season long, and they've been undefeated. It's been ridiculous. And yeah, and
Go Eagles.
Yeah, so and they've got news. I can't share it right now, but there is news.
Oh, yes, right.
Yeah, so
Big things
like
happening.
big things, big.
Okay.
So
Can't wait to hear that. It's gonna be awesome. Love the anticipation, John.
We got big time AIA football. We got big time 8-man football. Both teams championships on the line here. And unfortunately for us down here in Wilcox, somebody's season's going to continue, and somebody's going to get on the bus and turn in their equipment tomorrow.
Yeah.
So it's going to be tough. But you should tune in to watch this game.
Absolutely.
Or you still got time. If you're in Sierra Vista, if you're in Benson, get on I-10 and get down here.
Took us an hour and 8 minutes.
Down
It's
here.
fine. You can get there. The highway's pretty clear.
yeah,
So
Yeah, the delay is going the other way towards Tucson. We ain't talking about that. Come this way.
we're good. We're good.
all right.
Gotta get out of here. So we can
Yeah,
get there.
yeah, we got to get out of here. All right. Coach Baker, Coach Lassiter, Coach Young, John Berger, and who's the guy behind the camera?
Vito.
Oh. Well, thank you, Vito. So this is Cool FM sports show. We thank all of our sponsors, and we hope that you want to come watch these games. So stick around. We'll be back.